Welcome to this 5 Themes of Geography lesson. In this lesson, we are going to look more closely at the theme of location. Our essential question today is, what is the location theme of geography? By the end of the lesson, you should be able to explain the location theme of geography and describe the location where you live in terms of absolute and relative location. Stop and write down these vocabulary words. Look for their definition as we work through the video. Location, absolute location, relative location, latitude, longitude, hemisphere. The theme of location describes where places are on Earth. There's 2 ways to do this. Absolute location is the exact location on Earth, either an address or a map location. Relative location is a location compared to other places, and we'll go into both of these in detail. Absolute location is the exact location on Earth where something is found. Think of it as the location address in the world. This could be your street address, your house number and the name of your street and your town, or the map address. Let's take a closer look at map address. Geographers use a system of imaginary lines that crisscross the globe. These lines are latitude and longitude. Latitude are the parallel lines that run east to west around the globe. Think of them like a ladder. Longitude, or meridians, run from the North Pole to the South Pole. The exact absolute location of Rome is at 41 degrees north and 12 degrees east on a map. Let's take a closer look. Longitude starts at the North Pole and runs down to the South Pole. The prime meridian splits the Earth in half from north to south, creating the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. The latitude lines run the other way. Think of them like a ladder, running from east to west. The equator cuts the world in half from east to west, creating the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. When you put these lines together with the prime meridian and the equator, every place on Earth has a location when you put together longitude and latitude. Let's bring this a little closer to home and look for the exact location of Pennsylvania on a map. You get a closer look at the longitude and latitude, and you can find Philadelphia almost right on the latitude line for 40 degrees north and just west of the line for 75 degrees west. That would be Pennsylvania's exact location on a map, or their absolute location. Relative location is the other way to identify where a place is on Earth. Relative location is where a place is relative or in comparison to where you are. So we talk about relative location in terms of miles from one place to another, distance, and what direction we have to move. For example, if you say Pittsburgh is to the west, that can only be applied to those east of Pittsburgh. It depends on where you are when you define where something is located in relative terms. So if we were standing in Harrisburg, we could say Pittsburgh is to the west, because Pittsburgh is to the west of Harrisburg. Another example of relative location: if you say it'll take 4 hours to get to Pittsburgh, it's relative to where you're starting your trip. If I start my trip in Philadelphia, it could take me 5 hours to get to Pittsburgh. Let's review the location theme of geography. What are the 2 types of location? Absolute location is a street or map address. Relative location means in relation or comparison to somewhere or something else. Let's do a quick check of our understanding. Which is an absolute location? In the west, 40 degrees north, 73 degrees west, or 10 minutes away? If you said 40 degrees north, 73 degrees west, you'd be correct. That is the longitude and latitude of a location. Let's review our objectives. What is the location theme of geography? If you can't answer that question, you should watch the video again. In our next lesson, we'll take a look at different types of maps: physical maps and political maps. See you then.